Okay, our vision is for Tennessee, and I'm sorry, Kentucky, to become a national leader in agriculture and forestry through economic advancement, innovation, natural resource stewardship by commitment to service family farms and healthy living. And our mission is to serve the citizens of Tennessee by providing options for responsible use of our agriculture and forest resources, developing economic opportunities, safeguarding food and fiber, and ensuring equity in the marketplace. I'm going the, oh, I bet I have the clicker turned the wrong direction. Okay, here we go. So, hemp was first thought of as just an alternative crop, and the farming has been going through a little struggle lately, and we thought hemp would be a good rotational crop. It's good for soil remediation, and most of you in this room probably know this already. Um, it's a very versatile plant. You can use every part of the plant. It's a lot like a pig. You can use it all. One of the biggest issues that we have dealt with, and we have worked very closely with Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Tennessee Highway Patrol, is you can't tell the difference between hemp and marijuana when it's growing in the field or when it's harvested. When this program first started, I thought hemp was like a tall, rangy looking plant, and marijuana was a short, bushy plant. And I thought, oh yeah, it'd be easy to tell the difference. But this is a hemp plant right here, and the one over there, I don't know if you can even see it. It's a craggy little plant. That's a marijuana plant, which has not been well tended, but it was found growing in a field. So we have quite a range of hemp operations in Tennessee. This is a huge operation, about 500 acres down in southeastern Tennessee. And then you can also grow hemp in a little box like this. We don't have any limitations in Tennessee on the size of your operation. So I hope y'all can see this. It's kind of a timeline of our program. The first year we grew was in 2015 because the legislation that enabled this program passed in 2014. So we had application periods up until June of this year, and we have had, I've been at the department, okay. I've been at the department for 30 years, and the nursery program that we also run has had 2 rule changes in 30 years. The hemp program started in 2015. We're on our 4th set of rules right now, so every year it changes. It started with the federal farm bill that made it possible to grow hemp as a research program. So in 2018, we got a new farm bill that made hemp legal. So we redid our regulations. We tried to make this program as easy as possible for farmers to be able to grow hemp and still comply with all the federal guidelines. So this year, hemp growers will have access to crop insurance through FSA. I think the deadline to apply for that may be March 14th or 13th of this year. You can transport hemp across state lines. Now, not every state agrees with that, and you could get pulled over. We had a processor that had to spend the night in Texas. He had to spend a night in jail because he was hauling some hemp down there. It took quite a few phone calls back and forth with Texas, but they finally figured out that it was legal. So, as of yesterday, we have 4,055 licensed hemp growers in Tennessee and about 51,000 acres that are licensed. not necessarily planted, but licensed. So the USDA interim final rule that I'm sure a lot of you have heard about, it's caused a good bit of consternation in the industry. There are 3 types of licenses that USDA will issue, and those are for states, tribes, and federal licenses. Now, Tennessee has opted to continue our state program, so you can't apply for a license through USDA. You still have to get a license through the Department of Ag. This is not going to go into effect in Tennessee until the end of October. But in the future, you'll have to go to the Farm Services Agency and get a lot number for every variety and every location you're going to grow hemp before you can apply for your license. Sorry about that. So, and then the states will have to, our State Department of Agriculture will have to submit a monthly report to USDA. We also will have to collect samples 15 days prior to harvest instead of 30 days, which is what we've done in the past. And we will also, Tennessee has been a Delta 9 state. After October 31st, we'll have to test for total THC. So we submitted comments on the final rule, and most of the states had similar comments. We all had issues with the 15-day of harvest window. That's going to make it difficult for everybody. We're working with a plan that we might be able to outsource some of the sampling to private labs in the future. And also, USDA considered hemp grown without a license as being negligent. Well, in Tennessee, if you grow hemp without a license, it's considered marijuana, and local law enforcement deals with it. And we ran the numbers for our testing this year, and if we had tested for total THC, 20% of the hemp grown in Tennessee would have had to been destroyed, which really was a little less than I thought it would be. But still, if you're a hemp grower and your hemp's destroyed, that's pretty big. So to get a license in Tennessee, if you have less than 5 acres, it's $250. 5 to 20 acres, it's $300. Over 20 acres, it's $350. And we issue licenses per growing locations. When we first started the program, we'd issue a license to a company, and they could have 95 different locations all across the state. So throughout our many rule revisions, we finally came up with 1 license per location. So if you're going to sell clones or seedlings, you also have to have a greenhouse license to do that, same as you would to sell any other rooted plant in Tennessee. All of our hemp licenses are going to expire on June 30th this year. So if you have a license that has an expiration date of February or March of 2020, it's really good till June 30th. When the rules changed, we tried to update those and send new ones out to everybody, and I'm not sure if everybody got a license with the new expiration date on it. So, and again, if you have a hemp license and you don't renew it at the end of June, you'll be growing marijuana. This is what our license looks like. We also came up with this little packet that you can put your documents in when you transport hemp in case you get pulled over. We thought it might help with law enforcement. You can put your test results in there, your license, any other kind of official documentation. If you have a COA, you can stick that in your packet too, and it'll all be there together. We have a system online. You can get a movement permit. When it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, you can email us and we'll send you an email that says you're approved to move however much of hemp that you want to move. It's for rooted plants and harvested hemp growing to the processor, but you can get a movement permit anytime you want to move hemp if it would make you feel more comfortable. So if you're going to process hemp for any kind of edible, you have to get a license from food manufacturing, same as if you're making yogurt or you're making any kind of edible item. If you're going to sell smokable hemp, that's regulated by the Department of Revenue now. If you're going to do pre-rolls or anything that you would smoke. So it's not just one license you have to get from us. Now it's gotten to the point where you may need several licenses from different government agencies. If you're going to sell seed in Tennessee under your own label, you have to get a seed seller's license. That's also from the Department of Agriculture. And this is just more information for how to handle different products. And all this stuff you can find if you just Google information on hemp. USDA has a really good website on the new interim federal rules. If you're going to weigh hemp out to sell commercially, you've got to have certified scales. And this is the same for other commodities. It's not just for hemp. And so USDA's got the crop insurance. I mentioned that earlier. And then we have plant inspectors that do our inspections, and they're the person that you would contact if you're growing hemp. It's on our website. Our West Tennessee supervisor is here today, Randy Dodd, and Leslie Hollinsworth, our Shelby County and West Tennessee inspectors here. I'm going to skip this because other people are going to talk about it. Somebody else probably covered this. The hemp market isn't looking too good, but I think that's going to be covered as well. This is kind of what the hemp market looks like, the CBD market looks like. So we're kind of proud of our webpage. We try to update it constantly. We have an events page. It's got all of our contact information. It has all of our plant inspectors' contact information on it as well. And anytime we change anything, we put it up on the web page. So thank you.